Welcome and hello. This is a video lesson in Python for water resources titled Data Types, Multiple Values. So in this lesson, we're going to be talking about lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. You'll find the lesson at data types, but it's more specifically data structures. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What I have on the screen is the interactive development environment I'm using. I'm using Microsoft Visual Studio. I'm going to start with lists. Here's an example of some lists. Lists stores multiple values in a specific order and can be changed. It is mutable as opposed to tuples. It is best for time series data and other ordered data sets. So a couple examples have here on lines 2 through 4 is a list of rainfall values, stream flow values, sub-basin areas. I don't have units assigned to these lists, but I could do that as well. The rainfall and the sub-basin area are lists of floats, and then the data type here for stream is a list of integers. You could also have lists of Boolean variables as well as strings. Below that, I'm printing out the type of the list. So it should return list just to confirm that it's recognized properly. And then at the very bottom, I am printing out all the values in my rainfall list. Okay, so let's go ahead and we don't need these two lists. Those were just examples. I'm going to save this. And then down here in the terminal window, I'll go ahead and run it. So type in just py, and the name of the file is script.py. It correctly identified this data type as a list. It says class list right here. And then it prints out the values of the list, 0.2, 0.5, 1.1, and so on. One property of the list I mentioned is that it is changeable. We can update the data. I'm going to change the second value. So instead of 0.5, I'm going to right down here, change the value to 55. Lists start ordered by index 0. So 0.2 is index 0, 0.5 is index 1, 1.1 is index 2, and so on. So what I'm doing right here, rainfall 1, means I'm assigning the second index value, which is 0.5. I'm going to update that to be 55, and then I'm going to print out the values once again. So let's save that file and then come back down here to the terminal, clear and run. All right, 0.2, 55, that's the second value. So that shows that it worked correctly. A couple more operations you may be interested in when working with lists is to create a new list that is a blank list shown right here on line 2. And then after that, I'm appending individual values to a list. So those are getting incremented one at a time in order. The order is preserved. After that, I'm extracting individual values from the list. So right here, I'm extracting the very first value, index 0. And then after that, the second rainfall value, index 1. And then at the end, I am printing out the values once again. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that example and then run it down here in the terminal. All right, so we're printing out the first rainfall value, 0.2. The second rainfall value is 0.5. And then all three of the rainfall values that we appended to our list are printed out. Because of this for loop, we're printing it out one value per line. That's lists. The next data type I want to talk about here for multiple values are tuples. We have a few different examples of tuples. Lists, I probably should have mentioned, are created using square brackets. Tuples are created using parentheses, as you see right here. I have a tuple I've created for gauge location, pipe diameter and slope, and point. Tuple stores multiple values that should not be changed and cannot be changed. It's best for fixed values and data that will never change. Values are separated by commas, so that's the same as lists. The data is ordered, so that's good, just like lists. However, the data is not changeable. So we have created 3 tuples up here. We cannot update the value of a tuple. And tuples do allow duplicate values, just like lists, but not like sets, which we'll get to next. Let's go ahead and run this script. What we're doing is creating 3 separate tuples, printing out the type, so it should say class tuple. And then after that, we are printing out all the values in the gauge location tuple. So we don't need these second 2 tuples for now. I'll just delete those, click on save, come down here to the terminal, type clear, and then run the script. Right, so class tuple, that's correct. Then we have the values from that tuple, 38 and negative 121. If I try to update the value in a tuple, I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. We're going to get an error message. So I'm going to try to update negative 121.15 with negative 120.88. Come down here, clear, and run. It gives me an error message. It says that a full object does not support item assignment. Right, so that means it is immutable. Can't change the values within a tuple. But what you can do is create a new tuple using an existing tuple's value. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to delete everything up here, paste. I have the gauge location tuple created again. Then what I'm going to do is create a new tuple called gauge data. It's going to include the gauge location full data plus a third value, which I'm going to just assume is the altitude. I'm going to print out all the gauge data down here. And then while I'm at it, let's also print out the single values at index 0 and index 1 from the gauge location tuple. Okay, so I'll save that here to the terminal and then run. Here's where we're printing out the gauge data tuple. And then right here, we're printing out what I'm calling the latitude and longitude, the two values associated with the gauge location tuple right here at the bottom. Time to move on to sets. Here is some example code for a set. A set stores multiple values but removes duplicates automatically. It's best for any set of data that has to have a unique set of values. The syntax is curly braces. So as you see here, we're not using parentheses or square braces. We are now using the curly braces. The values are separated by commas. The values are not ordered as opposed to lists and dictionaries. The values are changeable and duplicates are not allowed. That's one thing that makes sets unique. All right, so what we have here is a set of soil types and basin types. We're going to be printing out the type of our soil type set. So it should say class set, and then I'm going to print out all the values. So let's save that and then run it to see if it works. So we have the class equals set, that's correct. And then clay, gravel, and sand. Notice that there's only 3 values here, even though there's 4 values up here in the soil type set because we defined clay twice. We added that twice. It was automatically removed. Sets are not ordered. So if I try to extract a specific value from the set, I'll just put that right down here at the bottom. I'm going to print the second value from the set. I'll show you that that is not going to work. The error message here says that a set object is not subscriptable, which basically means that there's no index associated with it. There's no ordering for the values in a set. But one workaround is to convert the set to a list. So to do that, I'll just paste over what I had here in lines 12 and 13, converting that set to a list and then printing it out. Printing out the first value, or sorry, the second value. So down here in the terminal window, I'll run the script.py once again. And it looks like clay right here was the second value in that list. The values may have been scrambled up though. All right, the last data type containing multiple values is a dictionary. Go ahead and paste in an example dictionary here at the top. There's 2 of them. A dictionary stores data using keys and values. So each record within a dictionary is going to have a key value pair, such as type A is the name or the key, and then 2.5 or 12.5 is the value. Type B and C are also keys, and then 18.2 and 8.8 are also the values. We see the comma here at the end that is separating the different records items within that flow rates dictionary. We also have a separate gauge data dictionary with some similar data. So the syntax here, the dictionary has a curly brace to start, but instead of a single value like we saw for sets, it is a key colon value pair separated by comma. These values are changeable and the key cannot be duplicated, but the value can. So I cannot append a new item to the flow rates dictionary that has a key or a name of type A. That's already been created. Let's go ahead and run this. What we're doing is detecting the type. So it should say dictionary or dict. And then after that, we're going to loop through the flow rates dictionary and then list out the type and flow, which is defined as the name or the index and the value. All right, so I'm going to save that. Come down here to the terminal, run it, class dict for dictionary, that's correct. And then after that, we're printing out the name or the key and the value. A, B, and C. You may be interested in creating an empty dictionary and then appending values to it. So that's what I'll do next. That was a quick example. Here is a flow rates dictionary I'm creating from scratch. There are no items, but the way to create and add items or records to your dictionary is right here. We're adding 3 separate items, pipe A, pipe B, and pipe C. This represents the index, and then the value is over here on the right-hand side of the equal sign. And then after that, I'm going to extract a single value from a dictionary by referencing the name of the dictionary and then the index. So that's how that works. We'll hit save. Let's go ahead and run this down in the terminal. Boom, flow in pipe B equals 18.2. That is correct. We can also date or change the value associated with a specific name or item. So I'm just going to add to the bottom of this script right here. Boom, I'm going to be changing that pipe B flow rate to 25.1, but it was originally set to 18.2. It's going to print out at 18.2. We're changing it to 25.1. We're going to print it out again, and it should be its new value of 25.1. So one last time, save. Let's clear that, and then nice. So the flow in pipe B is 18.2, and then later, after we changed it, 25.1. That's it for this lesson, where we talked about data types that can hold multiple values, including lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries.